So I'm guessing you're watching this video because you've got a shoot coming up and you want to make sure you're completely prepared for it. Well, this is our quick production checklist just to help you out with some simple step-by-step things you can do before you go on your shoot to make sure you've got everything right. Number one, make sure you format your card. Super simple tip, but make sure you fully format your card within the camera just to make sure you've got enough space to film what you want to film when you're out and about. There's nothing worse than turning up for a shoot, doing a few shots, and then realizing your card is full. Because then what happens? You have to go back through the card, you find out you've got clips from another shoot you did, and then you can't format the card because if you do, it will wipe that shoot that you may still need. So you end up going through one by one, and this can really waste time, especially if you've got some crew, some actors or other people around you, and they're just sitting around watching you tap a camera, deleting clips clip by clip. It's not good. Also, formatting a card within the camera can make sure you reduce your risk of any corruption on the card. Number two, make sure you've got fully charged batteries. Now this one is really obvious, but make sure your batteries are fully charged before you go out on your shoot. And you know, I've done this mistake myself. I've been too busy, so I haven't had time to fully charge a battery. I've then plugged it in. You know, it's got 2 bars. I think that will be enough. But what happens? You get on the shoot and you're just worrying about the amount of stuff you can film, or maybe you get to the shoot and there's just loads of stuff that you want to film, and now you're not going to have enough battery life to film everything that you want. If you can, always buy a spare battery, maybe even 3. You can never have too much battery power, in my opinion, and always leave a spare one in the bag. Number 3, check your gear. So make sure you have your extra batteries, your extra SD cards, extra cables, wipes, ND filters, everything that you will need for your shoot. You know, there's nothing worse than turning up for a shoot. Maybe you're filming a really important interview and you find that just one of your cables for your microphone has got a bit crackly. If you haven't got a spare cable, there's nothing you can do about that, and that's your entire shoot ruined. So we always have our bag stocked with a little extra portion of the bag which has spare cables, iPhone cables, charging cables, ND filters, spare ND filters. If you're doing this as a profession, you really do need to have a bag full of tricks. Also, maybe think about carrying a spare portable battery pack. These are super handy if you can't get to a power supply. And most cameras these days as well will allow you to plug in these battery packs and power the camera as you're recording. So you don't have to wait for your camera's battery to be fully depleted. You can just keep it kind of powered up as you're recording. It's always great to have extra things in your bag. Number 4, always make sure to wipe your lens. You've probably already done this one before. You've gone out, you've got the perfect take, you think everything's great, and then you get back to the edit, and then you've got a bit of dust or a fingerprint on the footage, and it's embedded onto the footage because of course it's recorded on that lens, and there's nothing you can do to really get rid of it. Maybe you can crop around it, maybe you can do something in After Effects to get rid of it, but really you want to avoid this. So make sure you clean and check your lens every time before you press record. Number 5 is think about your shot list, your storyboard, or your script. Now, depending on what you're shooting, you don't need a really fully detailed shot list or artistically drawn storyboard. It's just something to give you a good guide so that you're prepared when you turn up. You know what you're going to film and you know what you're looking for, rather than turning up to a shoot and then just trying to second guess and think of things that you can film. It will make you look more professional and it will stop you wasting time and other people's time when you turn up on shoot. Now remember, these storyboards don't have to be pieces of art. They can be really rough drawings, but they're things that will give you a strategy and just a clear plan of what you're going to do for that day. Now, of course, this doesn't mean that you still don't have to think outside the box. Of course you will, but it just gives you a nice, clear, laid out plan for the entire shoot. Also, if you're on a shoot that requires a script, maybe you're reading something to camera or you have some talent that's reading something to camera, make sure you take loads of copies of that script with you. And a little tip here, save a copy in Apple Notes on your iPhone or your Android device. It's super handy to have a digital version that you can pull up in case you lose the paper. Number 6, look for inspiration before you go on your shoot. Spending some time doing some research can be really helpful. Just watch a load of videos on the thing that you're going to film, or just similar videos. They can really help you think outside the box, and they can just help jog the creative side of your mind and help you spot things that maybe you've missed or overlooked. And they can really help get you motivated before you go out on that shoot. I mean, I'm the same with, if we're going filming or if I'm doing something business related, I always like to have something that's gonna fire me up ready for the shoot. Now remember, you don't want to watch too much stuff. We've all done it. We just go to watch one video and then we end up spending the entire afternoon watching a series of videos and getting no work done. So you don't want to procrastinate. You don't want to watch too much, just enough to get the creative side of your mind working so you're ready for that shoot. Number 7 is take a call sheet with you. Now, if you're doing a shoot with other people, a call sheet is super, super important. It's just a sheet that's going to have everyone's contact details on, everyone's phone number, their job roles, their scheduled times, and even things like allergies for lunch times. It's honestly super important to have this. It helps keep you organized because we always assume that someone else has got someone else's phone number, and you get to the shoot, someone's late, and you're like, who's got Barry's number? I haven't, have you? If you've got this call sheet with all of your cast, your crew, whatever, on this call sheet, it will help keep everyone in touch, and it will have all the information you need for the entire day. Number 8, make sure to take a pair of headphones with you for either you or your camera operator, just so you can monitor your audio before you even press record. This is so important. So many of us will do, again, the perfect take. We will get those shots and then we realize the audio is rubbish and we have to film it again. If you just take the time to take a pair of headphones with you, listen to that audio, monitor it first, at least you know you're going to cut down the probability of something going wrong with the audio. So always make sure you have a pair of headphones in your bag ready for your shoot. Number 9, check your camera settings before you press record. Are you in 4K? Is the picture profile on? Are the sound levels right? And is your shutter speed set correctly? These are just some of the things that you need to check before you hit that record button. How many times have you pressed record and noticed that your shutter speed is wrong, or your ND filter is not set right, or you're filming in 1080p when you should have been in 4K? Just make sure you check every single time. So there we go, that's our 9-point plan to making sure you're gonna be productive before you start filming. Now, I know a lot of these are super obvious, but it's sometimes the obvious ones that we forget about before a shoot, just like charging the battery or printing out that script. It's good to have a reminder like this, so make sure you take notes when you're watching this video. Make this 9-step checklist, print it out, put it on your iPhone or your Android phone, and take this with you before you go on your shoot to make sure you're more productive on your next one. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.